You know how, Jake, let's hurry up and get into some trash holes, Jake. Let's talk about some kids' Y-hole for 40 minutes. I talked about it for 4 minutes at best. How dare you? How dare you? Ascended Corn Wizard. I know. We're ascending tonight. So, you know how when you're an American citizen, you've got lots of freedom? What are some freedoms we have, chat? We have freedoms to be whoever you want to be, unless the Republicans don't like it, in which case you can't be that. And then they lost. So now you can be that for 4 years. We'll see what happens. You can be whatever you want to be. You freedom to game. Oral sex. We are allowed to do that. That's true. We're also allowed to die of crippling medical debt. Who likes that? Who appreciates that? Who likes bankruptcy based on medical debt? I sure do. So here's this lady. I don't know what the fuck. What's her name? Medicare for all may sound like a good idea, but it's actually not. Apparently this is Tony McFadden. I don't even know. This is from Students for Life. Why Medicaid for all? No, this is Kristen Hawkins. I could have simply read the title. It's fine. This is Kristen Hawkins. It doesn't matter who this is. Why? I love this, by the way. Hashtag why. Can you see this? Look what they did. Hashtag why Medicare for all is a bad idea with Kristen Hawkins. Hilarious. They do not know how hashtags work. They even did it here. Ever ask hashtag why Medicare is all? Anyway, so this is them talking to you about why having people being able to get medical things done at no cost to the consumer immediately is a bad thing. Let's see what the arguments are. Maybe they're good. Maybe they'll change our minds, chat.
Medicare for all sounds like a great idea, and many leading Democratic candidates support it.
And also, a large percentage of Republican constituents as well. It's like 75% of all people, right? Anyway.
But in reality, Medicare for all is bad news for pro-lifers, for those who are the most vulnerable, and for the country in general.
If people can afford abortions, they'll get them. Isn't that weird? Okay. All right. Ever asked why? Oh, the hashtag why was on purpose. The hashtag why is on purpose. No one uses it. No one uses this. So never mind. They're not boomers. They're just bad. Okay.
As a mother of 4 kids, 2 of whom have high-cost medical needs due to a cystic fibrosis diagnosis.
Oh, do you think it might have been more moral to not have them? Hey, look, if you're alive, great, cool. If you wanted to be alive, great. But also, like, did you know before you had them that you're gonna? I'm just saying.
I should be the primary supporter of taxpayer-funded health care. But I know that government-run healthcare stifles innovation.
It stifles innovation. If there's this is always the capitalist thing all the time. Hey, if we don't have competition, why are we gonna make better cars? I don't know. So they're better? Nah. There will be no need for such a thing. But what if we want to make things better? Nah, I will not do such a thing. I refuse. Thanks, Caffeinated, for giving one to Brooke. It doesn't make any sense. And then this has got to be. First of all, this is a baseless accusation. There is no reason to believe this thing. Well, Dosti, thanks for the prompt. There's no reason to believe this. This has never been. You can't prove innovation like from a mathematical standpoint. Well, I don't know. Well, it seems here there's less innovation. What? What do you mean? And then when it comes to healthcare, the one place innovation is like every day. Like, I mean, the tech sector, sure, but like every single moment is like another innovative step towards some kind of advanced care as the data is accrued, because human beings and biology in general is so vastly complex. We have to stay every single day. You have to stay on top of it. So the idea here is the argument must be, you dumb. It must be, in fact, that if we have if we just got a bunch of doctors, I don't know, making money doing the thing they already make money doing, they're just gonna stop adapting to diseases? What's the question? What innovation? What innovation are we missing? What are you talking about? I would argue and would win the argument because I'm smarter, and I look better in corn. The argument would be, if you have more patients, and not only that, you have more doctors that work fewer hours because you can afford to. Because, okay, check this out. In a system where you have healthcare, you're probably also going to get really close to having like college and stuff paid for, because these two things are pretty tied together as far as the conversation. If you can pass one, you can likely pass the other. So here's the thing. If you have universal health care and you have at least, 4-year college free, that's a large stepping stone toward more people doing what they need to do to become doctors, because a lot of it is gated off by capitalism because it's so expensive to become a doctor. Ask my friend Randy, who is a doctor and is in chat right now. The guy makes fucking peanuts right now. I make more money than Randy right now, and that's not okay. He should be able, he should make a lot more money than me, but he's in his his first couple of years. He's in his first couple of years, I think that was called residency, and it's absolutely, he's being worked to death. The poor guy subsists on caffeine, masturbating, fantasy football, and pizza, which, I mean, he would exist that way otherwise, but now he really needs it. You know what I'm saying? And so overworked doctors are a huge problem, especially during a pandemic, but just in normal times, overworked doctors, like healthcare professionals. A lot of my healthcare professional friends, I have 3 friends that are nurses, one that's a radiologist, another one that's a trainer, and then one that's a doctor. All of them work way more than the average individual, right? Now, what happens when you work too much? Your productivity drops. Everyone knows this all the time. Humans have a finite thing. We're like candles, okay? You can't burn it at both ends as much as we try. Eventually, fatigue will catch up with you. You make mistakes. Your cognitive abilities drop. And you put yourself at risk every day you're at the hospital, so you're more likely to get sick. And if we have a smaller roster of doctors, you have a larger percent chance that people are just going to get sick. Anyway, so all of that said, I would argue that because you're seeing fewer patients, under capitalism, you are definitely undercutting how much innovation you could possibly have, because you're not seeing all the possible situations in which you could treat patients. In a situation where there's universal health care, you will see more patients, and thusly you will have a broader understanding of sickness in general, creating innovation. I win. I win.
It decreases competition and makes it more likely that people like my children will be denied the life-saving health care they need.
I have sleep apnea. She has awake apnea. You could hear it in her mouth. It's a lie caught in her throat, maybe. I don't know. I think a system that leaves an essential frontline worker uninsured during a pandemic because they turned 26 and HR wasn't available during the pandemic sounds pretty great to me. Sounds good and seems a little close to home, wouldn't you say? What is this competition shit about? What competition do you need? And what do these kids have? Fibromyalgia? No, they have cystic fibrosis. Even worse. They have cystic fibrosis. I think maybe cystic fibrosis patients get pushed ahead of ankle sprain kid. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what Kristen Hawkins, the person who decided on purpose to have these glasses, I don't understand. Like, you're not a good choice maker, okay?
For example,
Pickle Person Plady, thanks for the year.
in the United Kingdom, cystic fibrosis drugs that my kids have been taking for years were just recently approved.
Okay.
Even though the drugs have been selling in the U.S. market for years.
That's just different drug laws. That's not because of capitalism. What? Do you think everyone in the UK who has cystic fibrosis is just fucking in agony? Like, they haven't been seen by a doctor, and the UK doctors are like, I don't know, mate. I suppose. This is basically Australian. I don't know why I did that. Maybe we'll go more posh. I cannot understand why we can't treat you. Because the United States of America, our former colonies, have hoarded all of the medicines. For we are a communist country, or whatever Kristen believes. I don't know. Is that pretty close? The U.S. has lower standards for food and drugs. This isn't new. Is it? We have lower standards. Strange.
I don't trust a bureaucrat to ensure that my children receive health care.
That's not what a bureaucrat is. That's not did you know what? That's not a bureaucrat. Wait, what? A bureaucrat is what is now. Do you know what a bureaucrat is? I'm going to look up bureaucrat for you. I'm going to look it up. Bureaucrat. Bureaucracy, bureaucratic. Relating to the business of running an organization or a bureaucrat is a non-elected governing official administering policy. This is the opposite of the government doing the thing. It's the opposite of it. It's that right now. It's bureaucracy now. What? What? Oh. Okay. All right. Okay.
I don't trust a panel of ethicists or scientists to decide that my kids deserve health care.
Then we're on the same page. I'm sorry, I didn't show you that. I can show you that. Here's her dumb face. I pressed the wrong button on my thing. I pressed the wrong button, but that's okay. Look at her. Look at her. That's the face you make. I don't trust ethicists or scientists to tell my kids they could. I mean, first of all, you should. It's their job. They're ethicists and scientists. It's their job to do that. But beyond that, you're saying, well, my kids deserve health care. That's what universal health care is, Kristen. It's health care universally. Do you know what universal means? You get it too, regardless of your monetary situation. What if, Kristen, this whole grift falls apart? What if your whole grift falls apart and you can't make any money? You know what happens in universal health care? Nothing changes! Your broken and shattered children with their medical diseases will still be given health care by the world's top professionals, you piece of shit. But Jake, if we make healthcare easier for everyone, the drug companies won't get as much money to use for innovation. True. Which is good.
Similar panels and ethicists in the United Kingdom decided that children like Charlie Gard and Alfie Evans should die because their nationalized healthcare service didn't want to let anyone else try to treat them.
I don't know what those people are talking about, but I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that those children would have died in any medical situation. I'm not even going to look that up. I am going to assume that those children, whoever she's using as a scapegoat and politicizing, it's probably a lie.
That's just one reason why, as a pro-lifer and as a mother of 4 children, I don't want Medicare for all.
She literally sounds like the Pickles guy in SpongeBob, and it's driving me nuts. Both were terminally ill and in for a painful death. Oh, weird. Did they just give them death with dignity? Is that what we're talking about? Alfie was born without a brain? He didn't have a brain? The kid didn't... Look, hey, check it out. You're not dying if you were born without a brain. You were born dead. You don't exist. You aren't a person. Sorry. Looks like one. Not one. Not a person. What the fuck? Why are people so dumb? What about the soul? Sorry. I got a little carried away.
Medicare for All is also a massive giveaway to abortion vendors like Planned Parenthood.
Good, bitch! Did you know that if you don't like... all statistics show this. All statistics. Okay? Every statistic in the world, even statistics that aren't related to this, it bears it out in the numbers. It's actually that powerful, okay? If you limit abortions, more abortions happen! Isn't that weird? Do you know why? Because along with abortion funding, they also fund things like sexual education. And when you educate people on how not to make a baby, they don't make babies as much. So instead of being scared of abortion, why don't you embrace education on the subject, and then they'll stop fucking at 16 and having kids at 17, I assume like you did. I don't know how old your kids are, but you don't look that old and you got 4 of them. I assume that you married the first person that wanted to dip their ding-dong in you. Which, hey, look. You got options. You got options out here. Until you open your mouth and you say dumb shit. But you had options, okay? You didn't have to go with Steve or whatever the fuck, okay? Mr. Hawkins. You didn't have to. You didn't have to do it, but you chose to. You chose that life. Not everybody's going to choose that life, lady, okay? Sometimes, hey, look. Sometimes you sign up to be in a movie for $500, okay? 3 months down the road, your co-host, your co-star calls you on the phone and is like, hey, so we're having a baby because of that cream pie scene. And I'm like, whoa, that wasn't even real. They used a turkey baster and prop cum. So it wasn't me. Wait, that got really, really fucking specific. Not gonna lie, 20 minutes on the Planned Parenthood was a better education in my own high school. True!
Right now, Planned Parenthood brings in $616 million in taxpayer funding, according to their latest report. Since Planned Parenthood right now only treats 16% of the STDs it diagnoses.
Do you know why they only treat 16% of the STDs they diagnose? There's multiple reasons. The number one reason is most of these Planned Parenthood clinics aren't also treatment centers, you dumb motherfucker. Most of them aren't also treatment centers like in the way that they could do that, mostly due to funding. Lindazies, thanks so much for following. Also, consider the fact that Planned Parenthood isn't covered by people's insurance necessarily, depending on where they get it from. So they go to the place where the insurance covers their procedure because it's not universal. If there was universal health care and Planned Parenthood was funded, I'm sure they'd take care of a larger percent of the people it diagnoses with different things. But like if I go to the Planned Parenthood clinic nearby, I'm going to be referred to somewhere else to get testing done because they just don't have the facility for it. I cannot believe that you are this dumb, or you think people are this dumb. Wait, they are actually this dumb. People will believe this because they're stupid.
Having Planned Parenthood run healthcare would be as effective as
Wait.
having the government run healthcare.
She just says words. What if the government runs healthcare? Okay, so what if Donald Trump was in charge? Well, then it'd be fun. Like what? What the numbers bear out to like $2 per person per American. Amazing. So silly. It's effective having no one. Did anyone call for only 16% of Pizza Hut serve Wing Street's food? Oh no.
What we do know for a fact is that if Planned Parenthood runs healthcare, abortions will
Why is she doing this like she's spitting bars? She's like,
increase.
no, abortions will decrease. Okay. Wah, 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 wah. Let's see. Okay. So, this is an abortion thing. U.S. abortion rates continue to drop. Once again, state abortion restrictions are not the main driver. Surprise! Abortion restrictions were not the main driver of the decline in U.S. abortion rates between 2011 and 2017. Rather, the decline in abortion appears to be related to declines in births and pregnancies overall. There are a number of potential explanations for this broad decline, some more plausible than others. Understanding the factors. Gotta love the South. Let me see if they have more. Explaining the declines. Attitudes and choices. Fewer pregnancies due to contraception. One possible contributing factor is contraceptive access and use, of course. There's a bunch of statistics there. Self-managed abortion. There could have been an increase in self-managed abortions happening outside of medical facilities, which the census would be unable to capture. You don't want this to happen. You do not want... The Guttmacher abortion census provided data for 2017 found that 18% of non-hospital facilities reported having seen at least one patient who had attempted to end a pregnancy on her own, an increase from 12% in 2014. That is too much, and you don't want that. And this is due to closing down abortion clinics. Another reason would be attitudes and choices. Anti-abortion activists often argue that more people turn against abortion rights. The shift in attitudes can be explained in declines, blah, blah. So basically, this is like, hey, when you learn about it, you don't do it as much. DJ Fusion, thanks so much. So yeah, look, do we want people using abortion as a prophylactic? Not ideally. There's safer ways to, abortion is not a totally 100% easy thing to do. You don't want people using it as a way, I'll just come in me all the time. No worries whatsoever. Like, you kind of don't want that. You want to be on birth control if that's the way you want to roll, which is fine. But oh my God, you cannot tell people they can't get an abortion. There's lots of scenarios in which abortion makes not only perfect, normal, just person sense, but even if you're a weirdo like this lady, it makes perfect ethical sense in spite of it. It's just very strange. My vagina is not your soapbox. Stop stepping on it. Is there a such thing? So there's cock and ball torture. Is there step on my vagoo torture? That's got to be a thing. There's no way. There's no way that there's some ladies out there that don't like their hoo-ha's crunched with a large man boot. Okay, yeah. Looks like consensus in chat. Wowzers. Boxing. Holy shit. You're welcome, 373.
The more money Planned Parenthood receives from taxpayers, the more abortions they commit.
That's not true.
For example, in the year 2000, Planned Parenthood committed a little over 150,000 abortions.
Mm-hmm. And then abortions have dropped since then. We just read that.
They received a little over 100 million taxpayer dollars.
Mm-hmm.
In 2019, They committed over 340,000 abortions.
Well, population's increased, but it's per capita. So it's per capita, not just, come on. DJ Fusion, thanks so much for giving one to Eli Ally.
With over 600 million taxpayer dollars. They've gone from committing 15% of all abortions in the United States in 2000.
She is really bad at talking.
To 4.
Did you hear that? Committing, she doesn't say in the United States. She just says United States.
15% of all abortions in the United States in 2000.
Committing all abortions in the United States in 2000? Yikes.
To 40% in 2019. And the funny thing is that all these candidates rail about removing corporations from politics and emphasize the negative effects of corporate money in our democratic republic, sure don't seem to mind taking money from Planned Parenthood and then giving them money in return.
This has the same energy as that drunk lady at that hearing the other day, doesn't it? Like, this has the same exact energy. Also, no federal funds can go towards abortion. It's against the law, but they always ignore that. I don't know what they're fucking talking about, man. Isn't Planned Parenthood a nonprofit? Yes. Is she rapping? Why does she move that way? That's what I said. Is that drunk lady meets Karen Borisenko? Oh, fuck.
We know that Medicare for All means increased funding for abortions and for Planned Parenthood. Medicare for All is bad for healthcare innovation.
Is there a healthcare innovation to get the whatever is affecting your tongue, like the atrophy where your tongue can't move correctly? Is that a thing that we can make happen? I think she just has a lisp. I don't know.
It's bad for the preborn. It's bad for those who are the most vulnerable.
No, it's just in the way, like the pickles guy. It's just in the way of her mouth.
But it is good for Planned Parenthood's bottom line.
Wow. So the bottom line. What the fuck is a preborn? I'll show you. I'll show you a picture. I'll show you a picture. That's a preborn. Look how cute he is. Session, thanks so much for the 2 months. Got gifted one and feel this is worth continuing. So here we go. Hey, thank you. Look at it. You could see his little, these are his testicles. Because he's a man, a boy man. There are only 2 genders, and one of them is testicles. This is his blue line. This is the thin blue line. This is blue line. Blue Lives Matter right here. This is his angelic halo. This is his Beppis. This is his Beppis. And that's a cancer tumor. That's cancer. What does she consider abortion? Because I've heard Plan B in the morning after are considered forms of abortion. Also, aren't most abortions done before a month? Those are not forms of abortion. Those are abortions. Anytime you halt the pregnancy process, it's abortion. For any scenario. Is the other gender ass in this scenario? Yes. Yes. Testicles and ass, the 2 genders. Did the preborn give you permission to show that picture of him, Jake? They do have total rights. Handsomest robot. Thanks for the 4 months. Yeah, C-sections are abortions. What do you mean none of this was correct? These are the testicles. Okay. If this was, it's very subtle. I'll show you another preborn. Okay, I'll show you another preborn. We can see the difference. See, this one's, you can tell this one. Okay, so this one's a boy, testicles. Then you can tell this one is a girl because it's pink. And that's what girls like. So, as you can see, boy, testicles, girl, pink. This is the ass, which is one of the 2 genders. Testicles, ass, okay? And then you have boobs. These are boobies. and girls have those. Girls have boobies and like pink. So born with boobies. This right here is the hymen. So you can tell that she's pure because she's a girl and she needs to be pure because boys have bepises. And you're a big slut if you don't have. Yep. So, and then also out here, as you can see, this foreign body and this foreign body, these are both fuck boys. These are both fuck boys. Every lady, because pink equals lady, every lady has at least 2 fuck boys kind of in the wings. Okay. I know where the clitoris is. It's right there. It's right there, idiot. Look at it. I found it. Dum. Hope no context is sober enough to remember this segment tomorrow. Thank you for teaching us. You're welcome. You're welcome. And that was science with Jake. Okay?